call again, and this is my corner that Barry graciously allows me to use on his site and YouTube channel. And today we're going to talk about lessons of the Course in Miracles, going on from 36. The last one was my mind is part of God's, I'm very holy. And it explains that most of our labels that we place on ourselves of who we think we are, not true. Yeah, pretty much any attribute we assign to ourselves, it's not really who we are. It's perception of who we think we are, and perception is not an attribute of God. This is the realm of knowledge which also exists in us, but until we switch off from this perception realm, we're going to be affected by it. So the training of A Course in Miracles is to return us into part of ourselves that does not really think the way we think now. However, when we return to the place of who we truly are, which is the paradise place in us, which is way below this perceptual realm that we establish as the kingdom of ego, and in such way replace the kingdom of God in us. So the return to forever is going downstairs and below our heart, or at least what we consider to be our heart. So you can speed your journey by getting in touch how the things in the world or in your immediate vicinity make you feel. And here is my secret, and the secret, not my secret, this is the secret to awakening, is going downstairs. Yeah, you take a lift where we usually don't want to go, and if I ask you how you feel about something in your life, like pick something that is affecting you right now, the origins of that problem is within and deep in your feeling realm, which is magnetic and will magnetize these situations to you for your own sake. So you can see in the outer world what is held within that you can't see. Right? Because until you see it, you can't undo it, and the Holy Spirit or God Himself cannot undo it because you don't want to go there. So the training of the mind helps us to still the mind enough so we can gain again this capacity to drop to these lower levels of vibration, which we think are undesirable, because everyone's heading for the high vibration and higher realms, and yet the kingdom is in such a slow vibration that you virtually stop. And in this stop, in this complete surrender, where ego drives us to do all these crazy things under guise of salvation, we pause and drop into this effortless part of ourselves that only feels And if we remain still enough in there, the creation begins. This place is active all the time, but if we are upstairs, we're actually not really seeing, feeling, or particularly experiencing it. And this course has one bottom line, and that is it should generate an experience in you, right? So it's not about the theology of the Course in Miracles, which is a very dangerous place to enter into and begin to profess, but to drop into the actual experience where the true you takes over, rather than this little mind taking over this tiny little part of mind and making it significant. So you take these situations that are occurring, and that's the true forgiveness. There are many techniques to this true forgiveness, but none of them really take you there unless you feel something. You can tell yourself all sorts of things, that you are holy and you are this and you are that, unless you fully experience your holiness. It's just an idea in my mind which is useless to you until it fully manifests in the mother of all creation, which is your will, your feeling, your divine self. Yeah. What we mostly call feelings are not our true feelings. And so we have this false thinking, and a false thinking creates false feelings, right? So what happens when this perceptual realm is undone, you drop into the kingdom below, and then the kingdom ignites again, and it changes the way we see, the way we think, and replaces illusions and imaginings with a vision, which is more like an imaginal realm of being that oozes light. Huh? If you're not an oozer, you're a loser. Because you lose the moments of wholeness to experience within yourself. So now you're looking at the situation. How does the situation make you feel? And this is what you need to know. If I ask you, how does it make you feel? Your mind or your ego or your perceptual realm will rush in to establish its kingdom there and tell you what it thinks is going on. This voice, don't bother about it. It's useless. Completely useless. It's just gonna fool you, and it's gonna tell you some idea from the past, what it thinks is going on. So forget that one. So how does it make you really feel? So now, if you're doing this correctly, you would have slowed down a little bit and begin to feel what I call an emotional realm, which is very important. However, if you want to get to the bottom of it all, it's also not necessarily desirable. Yeah. There are schools that worship this, but it will not get you very far. And I invite you to bypass that and go deeper than that. It's like, how does it make you really feel? And now you go to a place where your mind is out. Your emotionality is not denied, but it's out. It's not going to really show you anything meaningful, let me tell you. And now there should be a now feeling arising. And that is the response that you're getting. And that feeling, you can't even name it because it's right now brand new thing. And we're not interested in naming it, we're interested in expressing it. So imagine now you're in this feeling and you let this feeling take you to its nucleus, to its core, to its seed, to its origin, right? Because it's originating something from a source that you want to return to. Once there, you will feel that suddenly your lower extremities are ignited. For man, you will virtually feel like something's alive all the way down your groin, that you're going to the core of your being, where even in this feeling realm, feeling realm is that which creates then physical, right? So it's first a mind feeling creates the feeling sensation of what the mind is thinking. That sort of impregnates the feeling, and the feeling will give it a manifestation until it becomes physical. And that's how we make the world, right? So that's how what we see around us has become. We often don't see how this is done, but this is how it is done. And so to shift out to reality, we need to go back into the origins, back to the core, and from that place, see what we feel. Now, this feeling that's probably arising right now, there will be part of you that's going against it. Guaranteed. There's a part of you that's often unseen, which is a cause of separation. But now you begin to sense it. Without feeling it, you'll never discover it, because the feeling is the secret to it ignites like a feeling vision, the imaginal realm, that you will begin to see through feelings what attacks it, and it's only feeling can see it. That's why we often don't go into the real feelings, because we would discover the truth, and it will change everything in our reality. So the real miracle is to get to this bottom part of you, right? And if you do not correctly, your legs are vibrating, your feet are vibrating, and you begin to enter into the feeling realm, so the magnetic realm of the actual planet that you're standing on, which is a living being. All we see is this crust. Like we see the core, you see our bodies, and that's all we see. We don't see the spirit, we don't see the will, we don't see the heart, right? In most cases, people think that the heart is like this pump that runs the body, but that the heart is in our chest. But what if it's not? What if it's something else? What if we were mistaken about all of this? So this book, a system in systematic way, leads us away from this little thinking realm that we thought was the kingdom, and replaces it with wholeness, because you become whole within yourself, and there is not a part of you that you reject. Right? That's why I say that when you get to the emotional realm, it's okay, it's not to reject it. I'm just saying don't abide in it for too long, like as we abide in our mind or we abide in our emotions. We are triggered about something or in our mind. But what is the real feeling underneath all this? And now we're talking. Because if you really feel, even behind my words, is something, it's got nothing to do with what I'm kind of saying. Yeah. Are we using the words just to direct us to some place we are looking for? When you find it, there is nothing else to find, nothing else to discover. You enter back into creation. Boom. Which is an effortless state of creating a brand new you, which is constantly making itself brand new. It's like a fractal kind of idea, it's just like there you are, and from there you're birthing something new, and from there you're birthing something new, and from there you're birthing something new. So you don't establish anything. You don't go, oh, this is a flower, or this is a tree, or this is a house, or this is a person, this is love, this is the heart. Don't establish anything, because all of that is in constant recreation of itself. Bingo. It's like, oh my God. Right? So it has to begin to happen in you. And if it's just some kind of, labels that you even the Course says in here, you're the holy self, right? What is that? It's not an imagination. It's not a label. It's an experience of a place in you that has lost the capacity to need anything, because it's constantly self-fulfilling of itself. So suddenly you have no needs you have needs for little, like eventually even air becomes like you might enter in these states of breathlessness where you just suddenly go like, God, I don't even need to breathe. I don't need to eat. I don't need anything. I don't need someone to love me, because what? In that, all your potentials are fulfilled. Anything that you think is lacking, it's already in there, and you're giving it manifestation, right? In that feeling way, because like I say, everything you ever do, you do it to give you some kind of feeling. So it's not that we do everything to have it. We're more into like what is it bringing, what it brings it in us, right? So eventually you will not need to hoard and collect items and things to kind of fulfill the environment you want. Instead, you will have that fulfillment in you before you actually need to have anything physical with you, right? Imagine you're completely fulfilled and you need nothing. And from that place, you actually begin to get that which you would like to have also happen in a physical realm, where something out there doesn't need you. And everything comes from giving. So anything you think you don't have, you feel it, then you begin to give it. Because if you don't give it, you don't have it, right? So you have a feeling of whatever is lacking in you. And now that you learn how to get to this realm that creates everything, it begins to birth the new, or whatever is desired, if you're still desiring something. If you have any trauma from childhood, or something you never got from your parents or from friends, never received the love, or never received the attention, or never received whatever the drama you think you have, well, you can now give that which you never got, right? So if you never had that particular quality of love from your parents, because they had no idea how to give it to you, you can begin to feel it, and you begin to give it. Means you offer that quality onto your environment that you appear to be in, or even to an imaginal environment where you feel all the beings in the world, and you just offer them anything you want to have. That's a lesson 108, the Course in Miracles, to everyone. I offer my full attention. And as you give it, you begin to have it. And then you just have to fully express it until, from its core, till you're fully fulfilled by it, and you're done with it forever. Anytime you're lacking something, all you have to do is to find a true feeling it represents, and then begin to share that feeling and give that feeling, like the sun gives the heat, and the more heat it gives, the more it has, and it just keeps going eternally until it's done, until it's completely expressed to the max. Until it serves its purpose, like its sun is serving its purpose by shining on our planet, and gives the warmth, gives our the plant life. It gives us everything we need to survive in here. It's a beautiful metaphor of our own core, which is ready to radiate and fulfill absolutely everything that's around us, right? And suddenly everything turns miraculous. Some days into miraculous moments of connecting with people like you have never even dreamed was possible, where you don't have to exchange some stories and entertain people. You simply meet in this profound joining of the brand new, now birthed heart presence. So anyway, that's my blurb about how to return to forever, because in this place is forever creating you without any effort, strive, or some need to fulfill something. It just comes on its own without, I need do nothing kind of mantra. So this brings us to lesson 36 that says, my holiness envelops everything I see. See, you have to be in your holiness, and you automatically embrace everything you see. So it says, today's idea extends the ideas for yesterday, Just like I'm very holy. And when you get to that place of very holiness, you begin to radiate the wholeness of who you are, which goes from perceiver to the perceived, you know. You are holy because your mind is part of God, right? Again, we need to return to this word mind. This mind includes the feeling realm. It's not that thing. It's not that little crazy thing that goes between your eyes and sort of feels like it's in your brain that's thinking. That's not the mind. That's insanity, right? Look around the world, what's going on? That little part makes that. It's not God's creation. Yeah. Because your mind is part of God, so your whole thing is part of God. And because you are holy, your side must be holier as well. See? But now you're not looking through your eyes, you see. And then he goes, sinless means without sin. You cannot be without sin a little. You are sinless or not. If your mind is part of God's, you must be sinless, right? Because you fall into this truth of who you are. And when you're there, your whole historical karma-dramic nuisance will vanish. And you will no longer project the past onto the future. You begin to be in a now experience. And the now experience will be every day, right? It will be forever. Yeah, so I call it the return to forever. Because you return, it's not like tomorrow you will think of the past. No, tomorrow you will be in the present again. And from now on, you return to forever. You're in a realm where there is no time, where there is no space. That's also another misconception and very, very famous kind of line in the spiritual realm of time and space, right? The true now is not in time and space. So if you say here and now, and you're still in time and space, that's not what we are trying to find. We find a place where time, before time and after time was, right? There was this tiny idea of sequence, and we kind of hopped onto that train, and now it seems like we are going somewhere. We're actually not going anywhere. We are home forever in the heart of God, and that's here. And that's, unless we hop on this train, we think we're going somewhere. It's like the prodigal son, right? We're always returning and we're always home. So if your mind is part of God's, you must be sinless. Or part of His mind would be sinful. Your side is related to His holiness, His wholeness, right? Not to your ego, and therefore not your body. Yeah? So body is a very important part because it demonstrates in the physical realm what's your mind doing. What's your mind? How is your mind a part of you that thinks aligning with the part of you that feels? That creates the heart of who you truly are in that balance, And out of that comes the physical manifestation of it. So if your body is full of light and you're vibrating and you feel alive beyond imaginable, right? It's not a thrill. It's like the light. It's just an enlightenment, right? You become full of light. Every cell is vibrating in the speed of light. Your being, and then you begin to feel all the way to the end of cosmos, if there is such thing, yeah? It encompasses everything. And so it gives you this practice. Hey, my holiness envelops everything I see. So whatever you're looking at, my holiness envelops, this window. My holiness envelops this shoe. Yeah? Can you see how you're enveloping everything? Because you encompass all of it. There's nothing outside you that's not inside you. And so we are in this oneness realm. And that takes us to the lesson 37 that says, my holiness blesses the world. So if you're in this place in yourself that is a blessing to be who you are, yeah, from that place you bless everything. You cannot not bless everything, because there is no condemnation in this thing that's birthing right now. A creation is who you are, and you're birthing something right now. There's this idea of peace of God. If you actually go to Teacher's Manual and you look at that, you'll realize that peace of God is not something where you pop into a little meditation for a moment and you experience some kind of quiet from this world. That's just a beginning, or sometimes it's just a kind of form of medication. You just kind of knock yourself out within a space and time into some kind of place where there is, for a moment, nothing happening. And then you come out and you get irritated because you're meditating and then, something goes off and you get like, oh God, my peace of mind has been taken away. Right? That's not peace of God. We know what peace of God is. In every way, it is totally unlike all previous experiences. So you enter into a brand new realm of living, brand new way of being, the brand new way of functioning, and it's incomparable to anything that happened yesterday. That is the peace of God. Yeah, that's why God cannot be defined. That's why God cannot be. We can't. It's got attributeless. It's attributeless way of being. If you can describe it, it's not God. When you got, oh my God, what's going on now, and you just can't put your finger on it, you're coming close to that wholeness of the fullness of your expression. So from that place, my holiness blesses the world. And that gets you to practice, to bless everything that you see. Watch this. This idea contains the first glimmerings of your true function in the world, or why we are here. Your purpose is to see the world through your own holiness. Whose? Through your own holiness. Thus you and the world. And thus are you and the world blessed together. No one loses. Nothing is taken away from anyone. Everyone gains through your holy vision. Why? Because everyone is in you. And if you are whole, you'll have to see everyone the same. If you split, you will see everyone split. And then you will talk to the part of their mind that is split. And now there is no conversation. There's no real dialogue. There's no a real sharing. Because there is only part of you that that is in communication. I love there is this part in the right use of will that's just so beautiful. It says like something like controlling your feelings. It means that you don't have acceptance for them. If you don't have acceptance for them, you're not loving them. If you're not loving them, you're denying them. It says when you deny a part of you, you deprive yourself of sharing wholeheartedly within yourself. It is like if you don't love all of that which is you, you cannot love all of that which is out there, right? So it means that unless you have all of yourself loving that which is anywhere else, you're not in an unconditional love of yourself, and therefore you can't be in an unconditional love with anyone else, because you don't love yourself unconditionally, right? If you ever said any feeling in you, I mean that includes rage, that includes terror, that links grief, any of these feelings, if they're not embraced and forgiven within yourself, you're still living only in your mind. Because where are these feelings? They're in you, and then they're yours. They're not someone else's. But I tell you that if you begin to go even below those feelings, we have like shallow feelings, the ones that mind kind of have put a lot of labels on, and they create this crust. They make this crust around you that you keep running into this crust, and there's just emotionality and some kind of feelings that ego projected as feeling, but that's not really you. Then you go into these deeper feelings where you get kind of speechless when you connect to those. And then you go past those, and then you get to the realm of the will. And when you get there, if you can get there, and you really have to have your mind clear and trained, otherwise the will is not even, it will not let you come anywhere near itself, right? And then when your mind is purified enough, you will be able to be taken by this feeling realm and you already have to be at this point where you're kind of bowing down to this feeling realm, because it's so exquisitely divine. It's just it takes you, right? And it takes you, and then you go, okay, I trust this is gonna take me somewhere I haven't been yet. And there will be, if you don't train your mind to have this slight discomfort of like, oh my God, where am I taking? And develop trust that this part of you knows exactly where to take you, like you're on this precipice. That's the real place where you jump off and you trust you'll be taken fine. Don't worry, you won't get hurt. Because in that realm, the physical is more imaginal, and it's not going to hurt your body. It's still you, and it's going to start taking you. And that's the real meditation, where you enter into this trust that this is going to take you where you haven't been yet. And this will be a brand new experience. And you might go, whoa, wonder, what if I don't like it when I get there? Those are the thoughts that need to be undone. And these lessons will help you undo these structures and imaginings of the terror, the fear of God, fear that God's gonna take you someplace you're not gonna like. Hey, don't worry, it will take you exactly where you need to be taken in your own specific textural sort of who you are. Because, same as in this world, like we all look different and we all have different sets of skills and we all have different gifts, right? In this divine realm, we are all one. Just like the snowflakes are kind of the same, except they're completely different. Yeah, they're completely each snowflake is unlike any other snowflake, right? Like a thumbprint. We have all different thumbprints, right? So many people, and yet they're all different. So it's the same thing. You are still you, and you've been created exquisite, and you've been created like you can't even go, wow. He's stunned when you get in touch with how God, when you get in touch with that, how, I am as God created me. When that shows up, I can't say a word. Makes me speechless. Because you can't put perception on it. You can't define it. And so it's the birth of the new. And it's a constant birth of new. And that becomes the daily bread. That becomes the place where you always, you can't grasp it, you can't steal it, you can't hoard it, you can't store it, because it's brand new. You store it, it's exactly what happened. You put it into a coffin and you nail it down and go like, I've got this light. Yeah, it's dead now. That's why your amazing awakenings that happened a few years back, at those moments in your life when you had those profound experiences, they're just dead now. Where is that same experience today? Where is that brand new shift in reality and consciousness and birth and awakening and a birth of the Son of God anew, anew, anew? So all your stories, all these freaking Christian stories, you're just dead. They just like, get the cross off you. What are you focusing? Resurrection or crucifixion? If you got this guy hanging on a cross in your room, you're basically worshiping that journey to the cross, or you're gonna get nailed. That's why people say, like, hey, I want to be like Jesus. Do you? Do you? That's just a metaphor that in this world we always crucify the Christ. Where? In us. So if you go to a place where they have these crosses and have this guy hanging in there and they kind of praying to it, like, I was thinking of making this joke saying like, this guy saying, sitting, kneeling under the Jesus cross, like, Jesus, help me. And the Jesus goes, you kidding me? Can't you see where I am? So that's not the Christ we want to find, yeah? That's why a lot of people actually have this, like, in a way, it's like, hey, do I want to be Christ? Look how this guy ended up. I bet all Christian schools, like they're real, it's like, let's spear this guy down. It's a blasphemy. Yeah, guess what? Tell you what, it's a blasphemy. So here we go. Before I get put on a cross with the guy they worship, right? So my holiness blesses the world, and then gives you this practice to bless all the people in your realm. Huh? My holiness blesses you, Barry. My holiness blesses you, the listener. And then I go, hey, give me a blessing, give me a blessing and see me as you want to be. And if you want to be holy, you want to see me as holy, or otherwise we are doing the same thing, carrying the cross around. And this is beautiful Slovakian singer called Marika, and she's just be in tears talking about her. She had the most exquisite voice I've ever heard, and she sings this incredible, talks about a cross hire. You can go to this, hiring the cross. It's like, exchange my cross for another one. It's just like going to the cross, a ski hire, you can go to a cross hire, and you can carry the one. Can I get another one? No, forget it. Don't get a cross. You don't need one. You don't have to hang on a cross. Stop nailing others to the cross. Stop judging. Stop condemning. And stop complaining. Right? Complain is what makes you heavier. In Slovakian, the word complain means make myself heavy. Grievance is the same thing. Grievance is the one thing that hide the world, hide the light of the world in us. Eh? They nail it, and that's all it is. Crucifixion is just nailing anything that even your most enlightening experience from yesterday. Yeah, it's if we hoard it, if we think that was it. No, the journey is way, way bigger. This awakening has to be happening every day. What's the brand new thing? Every time I'm sharing something, it's like, wow, the birth of the new. And like this morning, I'm hanging out with my buddy Kasha. It's Saturday. And then we're reading this lesson, and then we drop this indescribable presence. And then he sees mine, I see his, and there we are. It's like, oh my God, brother, I have never seen you like this before. And he goes, same. And there we are, speechless. And what is that? Man's blessing me with his Christ in him. I bless him with my Christ. And what are we birthing? Birthing is a union of what Jesus wanted us to be. Yeah, the Christ. He was just an example life, saying, hey guys, you can be this. And be careful you don't crucify, because you will end up crucified. Yeah, so we basically bless each other with what and who we truly are. And in that place comes the lesson 38. It's like, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. So if you go into your wholeness, like, it was so amazing. It was just sitting together, and there was a story going on, and suddenly that whole story just vanished. I was like, oh my God, I've created all this from my little ego mind, that had some kind of lack of something missing. And now it's completely fulfilled in an instant. Yeah. So there is nothing your holiness cannot do. But you gotta get into the holiness. You can't go into in my mind, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. That's not it. It's not in your mind. It's in your whole mind. That which encompasses everything. The things we judge as negative or positive, it's all the same. They're just one side of a coin. But we just got to return into not doing either. Because it's neither good nor bad. It's holy. It's not hot or cold. It's holy. It's the one whole expression. So your wholeness reverses all the laws of the world. It is beyond every restriction of time, space, just talking about it, distance, and limit of any kind. This is where it gets very cool. So grab one feeling that you're feeling right now. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad. Just allow yourself to feel it. Okay, so you have an idea what it is, and then feel it. Okay, now the feeling body takes it over and begins to birth that feeling brand new right now, right? And so now it's reverberating your lower extremities, and you manifesting that feeling in a way of expressing it the way it needs to. It expresses, not how you think it should express. How you think it should express will involve something from the past. And this has to be a brand new, never ever happened experience, right? So now you're birthing something brand new. And you obviously don't want to define what it is, because the minute you define it, you're just nailing it. Hey? You don't want to crucify that feeling before it manifests, Before the Christ resurrects, you don't want to nail him to the cross, right? So you just allow you stepping back, and you're letting this feeling lead the way, and so it begins to manifest, begins to birth and extend itself. A feeling's natural thing is to extend. Well, guess what? This whole shebang that seems to be going past the stars and past the planets and things that we imagining now there, yeah? If you keep going that way, that's all living in this magnetic realm, yeah? It's like the sun is, the moon is spinning, it's been pulled into this orbit by the earth, yeah? It just keeps coming that way. It keeps going. This magnetic is everywhere. So the feelings are magnetic. So as you extend them, right, you start going, and you just basically enter into this feeling realm, and that goes faster than light. It goes faster than thought, right? Because it encompasses everything. So you virtually plug yourself into the whole cosmos, right? Suddenly you look at the star, and you go like, oh my God, I feel one with that star. Why? Because the feeling around goes way faster than anything else, right? And now you're expanding this feeling infinitely. And the infinity of a feeling will give you a brand new experience, yeah? And unless you are really turned on right now, you're doing that mentally. And mental, it's not imaginal. It's not divine. Realm. It's just thinking, separate thoughts. Right. So where was I? Through your holiness, the power of God is made manifest. because you are everywhere and you are everything. And there is nothing out there that's not you, even in this world, right? It's all you, just projected everywhere. And if you really let it, it will show you where it lives in you. Like the guy that was living on this land once, and I was like, used to drive me nuts, right? And then one day I asked myself, where is the guy in me? And boom, there he was. And in me, I go like, oh, I don't need to reject this. This is living in me, and me rejecting this part of myself creates this guy who is driving me nuts. Guess what? Never saw him again. And he's still living on this land. I never meet this guy. Why? Because I don't need him to trigger this part of myself that I have rejected in myself. And so is with everything out there. So it's a very good practice in this holiness, just realizing that you are whole and everything is holy with you and it's everywhere. Is this practice of finding everything that's outside you, find it in you, particularly those things that you think that you cannot possibly be like. And if you're this very, very good person who would never do these horrible things some people do, there is a part of you, if these people are in your realm, in your world, the world I see has nothing to do with reality, is of my own making, and it does not exist, right? So it's all you, and the only way you ever save, yourself, or salvation comes from my one self, right? It's coming from you, because you made the world you see. Your world is very different to mine, and I'm not saying mine is better or worse. Mine is different to yours, and everyone else's is different to yours. So you made a world you see, and you projected it on outwards, but it's your world. And if you save that world, if you don't attack it, because we project this world and then we attack it, because we are attacking something in ourselves that is a feeling quality of that which is outside. I know this might be hard to swallow, it's a tough pill, but it is going to work eventually. It brings us to a lesson 39. My holiness is my salvation. What? My wholeness is my salvation. And a practice in that lesson, which is the most important part of the lessons, by the way, my unloving thoughts about filling the gap are keeping me in hell. My holiness is my salvation. So it directs us to look at what unloving thoughts do we harbor in our mind that are keeping us in this pendulum of life and death, spinning our karmic whatever over and over, and reliving the moment of separation eternally, instead of beaming the light that we are. If the guilt is hell, what is its opposite? Like the text for which this workbook was written, the ideas used in the exercise are very simple, very clear, and totally unambiguous. We are not concerned with intellectual feats nor logical toys. We are dealing only with the very obvious, which has been overlooked by the clouds of complexity in which you think. So we really need to look at that. This is a mind training course. This course, because this trains your mind to undo these weird patterns of thinking. As you all know, there's a course in feeling, which is just like Course in Miracles, but it's for feelings, called Right Use of Will. Yeah? Which is a brilliant book that helps us to get really in touch with these real feelings in us. Yeah? There is also a new book that came some 25 years after A Course in Miracles, called Course of Love. And that book really takes you, when your mind is trained, right, to another way of seeing things, when your feeling body is ignited already, you will enter into a place where a brand new heart is born, right? It's not the heart we think we are, or it's not a conceptual idea. It's a brilliant experience of an explosion of part of us that's never been yet, never was, right? It's a second coming, yeah. You begin to create. The new heart is created, forever brand new, core of your being, and the birth of Christ, the place of the new. And so there is this manual that also helps you, once this heart has been born, between the trained mind and an awakened feeling body that's already creating, ignites this child between the two. It's like the father is the clear mind, the mother is the pure feeling, and the child is the Christ, is this birth of the new. You no longer have this inner child that's just constantly missing something, and it's manipulative and tricking. Yeah? Well, the inner child, if you're ever playing with those ideas, as you can work with it until cows come home, unless or until this child doesn't have this father, which is this awakened mind, the father, the trained mind that knows how to be truly present, until you have this mother in you, which is this pure feeling, or in A Course in Miracles they call it the will of God. Slightly different lingo, same baby, right? Unless that is ignited, there is really no a real Christ born in you. It's just this inner child that's always going to be missing something, missing daddy's love, missing mommy's love. Well, the child is not a problem. The problem is the father and no mother. If you look at the whole world, the patriarchal world, everything is a father, even an idea of God. It's constantly the father, right? And we need to have this equal, which is a mother. And when she comes into your life, you'll bow down, guaranteed. If not bowing down, that's not the mother. You can imagine this pure feminine or the mother, but it's not. It's just imagination. You want to get her. She's the imaginal. She's the one that does not think. There's no thought in that realm. Zero. There's a part of you that only feels. And you can get to the nucleus, the core of that which is the mother, and good luck to you, because from then on it's a most amazing ride you can ever take. So this Course of Love is an exquisite support of this brand new heart, the brand new love that's beyond imaginable, you can't even, it's like any ideas we have about it is not it. It has to happen. It has to be a happening, a brand new happening. You can't read in the books about it. It has to happen to you, and then you know what is being talked about. And then, so that's brilliant. There's few very confused Course in Miracle teachers who think that this course of love is is not. Got nothing to do with the course. I mean, it doesn't, because the course is just a mind training, yeah. And it seems complete, but it just seems complete in this more of a thought, or the realm of thought, and that's true. But if you actually awaken in the thought, and you stay there long enough, you'll begin to see that there is another part of you. There's this will that also needs awakening. And then when that awakens, the birth of heart happens. So that's the second coming of you. And then that, needs a little bit of support. Let me tell you, when you get there, when I got there, I was pretty much praying that it all stops for quite a while, because it was so intense that I didn't know how to function in that. And Course of Love is actually that which helps us with this newborn us to oh God, you could just cry how beautiful that is. How to then actually function with that, and makes me speechless, really, because that's so new in me that I don't know even how to speak about it. But I think that's gonna be my next series of talks. It's going to be from the Course of Love, so I've done Course in Miracles, I've done Write You So Well, and then my next series is going to be about the Course of Love. And then there's another surprise that's coming that I might begin to talk about how to make this forever.